today, in the midst of our 10th year celebration, we wanted to do a special session for taxi drivers. As you all know, Madame Dorma has a soft spot for taxi drivers. So we were thinking, in the midst of our 10th year anniversary, what could we do for them? And then came the idea of talking about the digital taxis. So before we open today's session, I'm going to ask Madame Dorma to bid you welcome.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Again, thanks for coming, as numerous as you are. It's a pleasure to have you here today. One of the most important topic that we would like to talk today is how to become a taxi of tomorrow. We all travel, we all use taxi, and we know that in St. Martin, the system of Uber is not existing as yet, but it's coming soon. So the reason why we really chose to do this conference, this meeting, is make sure that everyone is aware of the changes that will be happening in this sector. It's important that everyone aware that tomorrow the taxi will no longer be the same as it is today. I'm going to give you an example. I travel. Before I arrive, I make sure I order a taxi online. My credit card is online. As I arrive, the taxi is waiting for me with a bottle of water now. Internet on board. The credit card machine has already paid the fee. We do not have any more interaction between the taxi driver and me with money. Everything is paid. Online, we give the taxi driver a notation if he is good. We can also leave a tip. Everything is done online. Today in St. Martin, we have that tendency of walking amongst us. But the client that we are targeting, those clients do not live in St. Martin. Those clients, they live abroad. And abroad, that's the way it is done in their country. So more and more, I witness and I see the dysfunctioning of certain sectors de métier. And this is the reason why it's important that we target that now. We don't leave time come up. We don't leave an organization, a huge organization, which could be Uber, which would anyone. Now there's tens of them existing. So it's time that we take our future in hand. It's time that we make things happen. And it's time that everything should be organized in St. Martin and not be done by an international organization or a company that will come and wave everything on this island. My finger is always up, so I hope you won't do any montage again. Sorry about that. I'm working on this finger of mine, try to keep it down. And I'm in red again today. So the most important for me is bring out the information, bring out the help, and put to all the taxi drivers and taxi association the maximum of info so that they can create the change for themselves. So that is my little word. Yes, Malaika is right when she said that I have a little soft spot for taxi drivers. Lots of my uncles were taxi drivers in those days, and I see things changing rapidly and very fast. I'm very happy that we have women taxi driver here today because I'm sure that things will change through them and thanks to them. So merci beaucoup de votre présence. Et nous comptons sur vous pour faire transmettre les autres informations Nous avons, je crois que tout est filmé, tout est retransmis, so you can look again over the whole conference and get the most information as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President, for those sound words. Indeed, change is coming, and taxi drivers are no exception to that change. So to get right into the meat of the matter, I'm going to invite my colleague, Joy Carty, who is our project manager, who's going to give you a general presentation on what we understand by taxis of tomorrow, the digital taxi. Joy?
Thank you, Malaika. Good morning, everybody. My name is Joy Carty, and as Malaika mentioned, I am the project manager here at the Chamber. This morning, I am going to give you a general presentation about digitalization for your sector. Before I begin, I don't want to just speak and you guys are here listening to me. I would like for us to interact a little bit. So the first question I would have for you is, what do you understand from the word digitalization? What does that mean to you? Anybody who's willing to answer? Yes. Let me get the second mic.
One, two. Morning.
Good morning.
Digital is you have Wi-Fi on board, you have a credit card machine that you have on board your vehicle. That's some of it.
Okay.
You know that we have online payment like PayPal and all those different things. That's going to come our way. Yeah, and etc.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. Anybody else would like to add anything? No? Okay. Who here has an email address? Very nice. Who can tell me their email address? Everybody? I hope so. Okay. Could you tell me your email address, please? Jocelyn Bailey @gmail.com. Very good. Well, see, that's very good. Okay. Who believes that digitalization is important for the taxi sector? Can we all agree on that? Very good. Okay. So the definition in a dictionary of digitalization is the integration of digital technologies into everyday life. Digitalization also means the process of making digital everything that can be digitized. It sounds complicated when you read it like that. However, I'm going to give some examples. Before, when you wanted to communicate with people, we used to write letters, go to the post office, send those letters. It would take a week sometimes. I remember my parents, when they were pen paling, when my father was in the army, my mother, she just told me that it took them sometimes 2 weeks to correspond back and forth to get to know, to get to discuss with each other. Today, we have emails, we have WhatsApp, we have Messenger, and those are instant messages, so we can communicate instantly with each other. A next example is in advertising. Before, you would have a lot of paper print, people handing out flyers and so forth. Today, everything is sent via an email or published on Facebook, so you have that information, once again, quite easily, and it costs little to nothing to get it out there. The third and last example that I'd like to share is the loyalty club card. Before, you would have these cards that you would have to stamp. Some people still have them. You stamp. Every time you go in a shop, they give you a stamp. A stamp, when you reach 10 stamps, you get something for free. Yes, exactly. Today, I don't know if some of you are aware of that, or if you do use it, you have mobile apps that you put your information in, and when you go to the supermarket, they scan you have a barcode in it, they scan it, and then they can track what type of juices you like to buy, what type of bread you buy, what brands you use frequently, and when those brands have promotions or sale, they will send you that information just for you. I might not receive the same emails as you because that's not the product that I buy. So we can target people personally pertaining to what they like using information. So here we see different ways that we can use the digital era that we're living in. We can use information, data, to be able to target and to get to know our customers and our clients better. But what does that have to do with the taxi sector? Does this image ring a bell to anybody? Does this look like a digital taxi of tomorrow? A flying saucer, right? Okay, so let's go into the heart of the matter. Access to Wi-Fi. We spoke about that. What are some of the advantages that having Wi-Fi in your car can give to your clients? The president mentioned in the beginning when she arrives, she already knows, she already booked her taxi, everything is already set up. Okay, that's step one. But when I come from abroad, I don't necessarily have internet to be able to check anything about whether or not my hotel reservation is ready, whether or not the card went through. I don't have internet because I'm from a different country, I have a different provider, it doesn't necessarily work. However, if when I get into my taxi, I can have access to Wi-Fi, I can let my family and friends know that I've arrived, I could check my emails if I'm a business person, I can post on social media that I've arrived in St. Martin, look how beautiful it is, look how up to date they are because I'm in a taxi and I have internet. These are just a few of the things that having a simple router in your car changes everything for you because you also can check without having to necessarily use your phone data. You could check on an iPad, you can check whether your client has arrived or not, you can check if somebody else is requesting, and you could also send them their receipts via the online app using Wi-Fi. The second thing is, we mentioned, being able to pay by card. Today, a lot of people are saying, yes, but cash, cannot have cash in St. Martin. Yes, but we are targeting who? Who are your clients? St. Martiners? People from where? What, could you tell me, maybe somebody tell me some place where the furthest place somebody has come from that have traveled in your taxi? Australia. Wonder what currency they use over there. You see, they come with their money and they have to change it. All of that hassle. If I can do as the president did when I'm coming to St. Martin, book in my taxi, pop, 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 my card is in, the currency is transacted already, and I can just go hassle-free. But you are able today to be able to take a conscious decision to go towards that form of transportation service here in St. Martin. Now, we mentioned that famous application. Has anybody been abroad and seen the different applications that they have? Okay. I'll just take some time for people who are not fully aware of what I'm talking about. Let's see if it's going to work to pull this up on the screen. Okay, Yeah, I have to move it to the side. Right. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. And I'm going to, here. So this is a company in France who does transportation, and they have an app. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Here you could see all of the different taxis. The red dot that you see here on the screen, this is where the person is located, so they can see where they are, and they're seeing all of the taxis that are around them. They can check how long it would take them to get a taxi. They could choose the type of vehicle they would want to choose. Can you imagine in St. Martin if I can say I have a big family and I want a big cab, and you could put your vehicle in for that? I mean, they can put where they want to be picked up, where they want to be dropped off in advance, and you don't have to worry about that. You know exactly where you're heading or not. Everything is done via this application, which is GSET. You put the telephone number for the person, they put their name in advance, their full name, so for receipting purposes, everything is already there. You can follow where you're going so they can see where they are on the map, note for conversation also while you're driving with them. And in the end, as the president say, you can get your little stars to say that my service was good. And even for you as a taxi driver, you could promote yourself using this. And then in the end, everything is done from beginning to end through this application. So this is just a short example. Okay, let me just come out. This is just a short example of an application that you could have developed here in St. Martin. It could be simplified for our market because we don't necessarily need all of the other features, but we could have something that meets our needs and that could permit us, well, I'm putting myself in the same basket as you, but could permit taxi drivers to have a tool that could better their day-to-day life for them, for their customers, and for their sector. Did I turn? Okay. There we go. Social media. Anybody in here have Facebook for your business? Can I see your hands? People who use Facebook for their business. Okay, we have some people. Okay. Anybody uses Instagram for their business? Very nice, very nice. TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor, anybody's on TripAdvisor? Okay, have a little hand here, okay. You use Twitter, but you're on all platforms. Wow, wow. So here we see we have a few social media platforms that could help. Social media, as everybody could agree with me, is taking over. It is quite simple. Everything that you could think about that happened, the first place you just go to check is, where you just check? Okay, Facebook. So it is important for the associations or for even you yourself individually to be on top of these things. Get on the platforms, learn how to use them, and use this to promote your business. You can learn. It's not that difficult. I know there is a gap sometimes. You say, yeah, I'm not getting in those type of things. And you have to be able, at your level, to adapt to the market, the shift that is taking place, and also to be able to make sure that you are using all of the necessary tools that are available to you to make you as a business, because that's what you are. You're your own boss. You're your taxi. Your car is your business. This is your business. To make that go forward. So how can using social media, if we don't have, in the case, I'm going to go in the case that we do not have an application, how can we use social media to our advantage as a taxi? When I am traveling abroad and I'm looking online for a taxi service, sometimes, if I'm not sure of which company I should go to or what, I would check on TripAdvisor. I would type the company's name into Instagram or Facebook to see if there are reviews about that person. Sometimes the companies have websites. But here on St. Martin, what we could do is create a hashtag for taxis of St. Martin that could be trending. We could make sure that we share that hashtag with our clients when they post a picture. We encourage them when they post on their social media to tag us or to talk about us to their entourage. We could use little things that we usually do. I'm sure that you maybe have cards that you give to them and you say, contact me. Well, we could take that a step further. In the same gesture of contact me, you could say, tag me on Facebook, share your picture with me on Facebook. I will share it back to show that I had a happy client. Those are little small things that you can do to be able to promote your business, and other people who are living abroad could have friends or family that want to visit, would see, okay, that lady looks friendly, that taxi driver looks very friendly. I'm going to contact him or her to be able to assist me during my visit. It's doing it again. Okay, I know why. There we go. Now that we've discussed all of the tools, there's a lot of talking. What are some of the benefits? I said some of them. Who could give me some of the benefits that they can see? What are the good things that we discussed here?
Benefit towards the customer or towards myself?
You could choose whichever one you want.
So let me just give a small story. When I first put Wi-Fi in my vehicle, that was in 2010.
Okay.
I had a customer, the first customer, we saw it at Hotel Rio.
Okay.
He and his wife had an argument, and the argument was he's on the computer at the hotel doing his work. Because he works in the market, and the stock market. And she wants to go to Phillipsburg. She want to go places. She want to do a tour. When he saw it, he came to me and asked me, "You have Wi-Fi on board?" I said, "Yes." I took him to Phillipsburg with his wife, and he got on the phone doing his work. We got to Phillipsburg. He said, "Can you stay with me the whole day? How much it will be?" I said, "Give me $350 and I'll stay with you the whole day." He paid with a smile. The next day, he called me again and told me, "Take us on an island tour." I had him again on an island tour. He gave me $350 again. I had him for 4 days with me. I bring him to Marigot separately again. Same thing. So this was a benefit that we have with the Wi-Fi, where Wi-Fi is concerned on your vehicle. Make it even better. I had the credit card machine.
Yes.
He paid with credit card, so he didn't have a problem paying me, and even giving me a tip at the end in cash. So this is some of the benefit that we can get already where Wi-Fi is concerned in your vehicle, and the credit card machine also.
Okay.
So this is some of the benefit, and then you have TripAdvisor, which is a big benefit to us. You can have customers leave great reviews. Well, you have to be ready for critics.
Always.
Critics make you stronger, but you also have on Facebook. You have customers that will post pictures, and like you said a while ago. So this is great benefit that's coming back to you. Coming back to you. On Twitter also, same thing.
Okay.
I don't know if a lot of people know that on TripAdvisor is not only for critics now.
Yes,
there's
that's
a booking
true.
there's a
Yes.
booking thing that you can use. I can share it with my colleagues. You can also go on there, and then they can book you on TripAdvisor now.
That's true.
So I'm using that one right now. It's great.
To book yourself.
Yeah, it's really good.
Very nice. Anybody else have any benefits that they learned or that they would like to share? There he spoke more from the customer's point of view. There's also the market. How can these added features that we discussed help the market? Anybody? Okay. Well, for the tourism industry, as I said before, this would be bettering our image as destination St. Martin. I saw recently in the news that our tourism board was abroad selling and promoting St. Martin. This is an added value point for them, for future partners. Hey, fear not, when you come to St. Martin, from the time you land on the airport or through the port or wherever you're coming in from, our taxi services are on point. We are up to date with technology, and we will make sure that your clients, the people that are coming from your country, are well taken care of. Also for the hotels, it is better for them to be able to book a taxi that they know the service is top quality, and that their clientele is also getting that better service. Because if I am a hotel or a guest house owner and I am booking a taxi and I can't find the person, or I'm calling and having to recall, or I booked you and you ain't show up, that's a bad image for me as a hotel owner or a guest house owner. But if I know that I can tell my clients, hey, go on this application or go on TripAdvisor and type this name, you will be able to get this and this and this. You could book the person whenever you need. There's Wi-Fi on board. You could pay with your card. I know that the service is to the standard that I would expect our hotels and guest houses to be. So that's just few of the benefits for the tourism industry. For your profession now, you could also track your visitors when they come. Sometimes you have people who come here on business often. You can see that, okay, this person is coming back every 2 to 3 months, I'm seeing them. Okay, so I have a loyal client. I could be able to track those things. I could also track my service. How do I know if what I am doing is good or bad, if nobody is giving me any feedback? How would you know? However, as he said, sometimes you get some things that you might not be too happy about, but those things are going to permit you as a taxi driver to, voila, you guys got it, elevate yourself and do better. You could also be, by applying these little things, plan for the future innovations that are to come. If today you're already used to taking bookings online or using social media, when you decide as a collective group to create an application for the taxis in St. Martin, that will just be easy breezy because you would already be on top of the game. You would know what's going on, how it works. It would just be to learn the application and then you can go forward. And as I said, it's a bit as the same as tracking visitors, building customer loyalty. You would have your loyal customers from abroad and even from here, because even working with businesses, maybe certain hotels would want to create partnerships with you because of the level that you have brought your business to. And then for the clients, your example is quite interesting because sometimes people come on vacation and they say that they're going to disconnect, but in a couple or in a family, there's maybe that one person who needs to stay connected all of the time for whatever reason. And by having that Wi-Fi, you're permitting that person not to be disrupted from their day-to-day life, to be able to enjoy the island for the rest members of their family to enjoy. So your example is actually very good. It could also be that I'm here on business, I'm on my way to the airport, I'm seeing that we're stuck in traffic and I need to do something. Well, I could always send an email, hey, check my flight, or I need to check to see if there's a later flight or something. All of those things can be done by having your Wi-Fi in the car. And then, of course, improving the overall quality of the person's visit, just by that, not only your beautiful smiles that you've been giving me here this morning, but also by the service that you would be providing. How do we get there? What do we have to do to get there? A few simple steps. Taking action today. The first action that you guys have taken is coming here this morning, because you could have been outside running taxi and doing your thing. However, you're here. So give your plain dummy. Plain dummy. So I would like for you, Deja, to give yourself a round of applause because you took action this morning. You took action this morning by coming out and making a conscious decision that, hey, what they're talking about is not nonsense. This kind of makes sense. Let me go and see how this could benefit me and my business today. You would have to make some investments because you don't get nothing without putting in something. If you want to make Johnny cakes, you have to buy the flour, you have to buy the butter, you have to get all of the ingredients you have to get to be able to make something. So to get something, you have to give something. So I would encourage you to invest in your business. The same way you invest in your cars, make sure that it's clean, and invest in your business on another level. You could also negotiate those investments as a collective group. That's another advice that we could give, that collectively, if you negotiate, maybe you could get some better prices. Use the existing tools. The taxi driver in the front there said that he is on all of the platforms. You don't necessarily have to be on all of them, but try your best to put yourself on something. Try to do something. Use the tools that exist today to already start putting yourself in that habit of being a little bit more digital every day. Creating that application. And then, as I was saying, social media is not always simple for a business, for everyone. And you could always get training. You could sign up for a little course, learn how to use Facebook for businesses, learn how to use Instagram, learn how social media works on a whole for people who don't know. And the chamber is here for that, to be able to assist you as businesses to get to the level where you want to go. So if you have any questions or comments pertaining to the things that were said here today, you could speak with me after or feel free to contact the chamber. or message us on Facebook. Our email is contact@ccism.com. You could find us on Facebook at Chambre Interprofessionnelle, no? CCI Saint-Martin. See, our communication matrix over here. CCI Saint-Martin. Hit us up on Instagram also. We are here to help you to get where you want to go. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Joy. So that's the first part of today's presentation. I do hope that you had some takeaways, that you got some information that will help you make that first step towards digitalization. Now, also today, as I mentioned, we have 3 companies present with us today. We have Easy Paradise, which is a local app developer. You may know them for the app Easy Eats and other apps that they have. Mr. Williams took quite some time out of his busy schedule and created an app skeleton to show you an example of what can be done for taxi drivers. So you'll be able to see from the aspect of the client and the aspect of the driver what the app looks like. So you'll be able to go over to their table. The 2 of them are there, Gwendolyn and Charles, to show you how this looks. Then right next to them, we have Dauphin Telecom, which is one of the sponsors of the Digital Starter Pack. If you noticed when you came in, you had a few bulletins to fill out. It's a form to fill out to take part in the drawing that we're going to have on Thursday to win a Digital Starter Pack. So Dauphin provided the router that Joy was talking about to give you mobile internet access in your taxi. Dauphin also has special services that go into digitalization for taxi drivers. So you'll be able to meet with Fatou to discuss that with her. And then right next to her, we have Loïc of CMART, who has mobile payments devices, the EPT in English. So you can also meet with him to see what are the services that they offer. Again, as Joy mentioned, together, things can be negotiated better. I know that there were certain discussions about apps with the 2 different associations and whatnot. Please remember that the Chamber is here to assist you in these negotiations and helping you out with whatever information you may need. Joy also failed to mention that she's over the training center for the Chamber. So if we have that, that feedback from the taxi driver saying, hey, we need a joint session on social media, we are able to accommodate you. We can put that into place for you. So we've done enough talking up here. I'd like to just thank you again for being here today. Be sure to go and meet with these 3 different businesses. The president wanted to add, you wanted to add something? I don't know if it can be broadcasted because it's on a tablet. So I'm not sure that we can. We'll see if technically we can do it once we finish the live, because I think he needs to plug out and plug in differently. So we'll see how we can accommodate that. But for the persons that are watching us, please share this video. If you need to get any information, there are taxi drivers from both associations who are present here. You should have been here, but we can understand. Be sure to get in contact with your 2 local associations, the SMITA and Swadi Cab. Get in contact with them, get that information. Make sure you contact the Chamber. We're on Facebook, CCI Saint-Martin. We're on Instagram, CCI Saint-Martin. We're on Twitter, CCI Saint-Martin. We're on YouTube, CCI Saint-Martin. So you see, we're not just preaching things and not doing it ourselves. Thank you very much. This was a session on digital taxis of tomorrow in St. Martin. Thank you for your attention.